Hi library friends, this is Miss Lian from the Huntley Area Public Library. We're back with another fun craft video. Today we're going to be making a turkey book, which you can turn into any kind of book you want. But since it's Thanksgiving this week, we're going to make it into a turkey. So let's get into the video. The supplies you need for today's craft are, you need a brown paper bag, you need some plain pieces of white paper. So this is just plain printing paper, sorry. And then you're gonna need some, you're gonna need some colorful paper to decorate your paper bag with. You're gonna need a popsicle stick and a rubber band. You're gonna need a hole puncher, some scissors, and you're gonna need some glue. And then I also have decorative foam stickers that I'm gonna use up for today. So let's get to it. So first, what you're gonna need to do is cut your paper bag. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to measure the paper bag. Yep. So it looks like, let me turn the brightness down. There we go. So it looks like the paper is basically the size of the folded edge and the little top part of the curve. So we're gonna cut this top part and we're gonna cut this bottom fold. So you're just gonna fold it down and you're gonna cut straight across on that folded line. So and if you want, you can leave a little extra space at the top and bottom. So if you want to leave a little extra space at the top and bottom, what you can do is you're going to cut the sides first. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut in that middle line right there. And the easiest way I find it is to leave it folded and just kind of slide your scissors through the middle part. There we go. Now I'm just going to cut it all the way down to the bottom. Just like that. And now what you're going to want to do is cut this bottom part off. So you're just going to want to cut around the bottom. I think this is probably the trickiest part of it all. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you don't have colorful paper, you can take a marker and some plain white paper and just color in the piece that you need. Okay. So now you're going to try and flatten it out. You're just going to press down on it. And what you want to do is actually fold this part. Actually, yeah. You're going to fold this part out. So where that middle crease is right there, you're going to fold it the opposite way. Alright, now we're going to flatten it out again. And then what you're going to want to do is put your paper down to measure. So first you're going to fold your paper in half. So it depends on how many pieces of paper you want. I'm just going to take maybe 5 sheets, because since we're folding it in half, it'll actually be 10 sheets of paper. So we're going to fold it in half. And if you don't have a popsicle stick, rubber band, and hole punch, what you can use is a stapler. So there's a couple different options and ways to make this. So I want to make sure that the top is the same width as the bottom. So you're gonna lay it out and holding the paper down, you're gonna want to cut it carefully as you can. So if you come to the library, you'll see that there's a bunch of different versions of stories and fables and fairy tales. So there's a bunch of different stories about Thanksgiving. So the cool thing about making your own book is you get to share your own version of your story to whoever you want. And it's more special that way because you created the book. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut this flat because we don't need that extra. And now what I'm going to do is I want to make the paper a little bit sturdier. So I'm just going to take a separate sheet of paper, so an extra sheet of paper. I'm going to lay it in the middle. So again, we're going to fold it. You get the construction behind me. So you're going to fold it, and you're going to kind of line it up to wherever you want. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my glue. You could use a glue stick. It's probably easier that way. But I just have this with me today, so. And then so you're just gonna glue the sheet of paper down. That's all. Simple, easy, lemon squeezy. And if some extra glue comes out, that's okay, because we're gonna actually fold this part onto here. So you're gonna do the same thing to the other side, but this time I'm gonna put the glue on the actual paper. if it'll come out. This is the same glue that we had troubles with last week. And then put your hand in the middle and squeeze it down. And now we've made our paper bag a little bit more sturdier. All right, and now we're gonna fold these outsides in like that. Unless you want your outsides to be hanging out, you don't have to do this part, you can just skip it. But I want to fold it in, so I'm going to put some glue on it and fold it in, just like that. If you could see the amount of glue that is stuck on this table. Alright, and then I see that there's just a little bit of extra right here, so I'm just gonna cut it off. Alright. And now we have our cover. So now what we're gonna do is put our pages back in here. We want to make sure that they're in the center of the book. You're going to want to fold it as clean as you can. And the reason why I put the paper on the inside is so that it's easier to match the writing paper to that. Alright, and now what we're going to do is kind of even up the sides. You can do this before you put the white paper in. Make sure that they both look the same. The bottom looks okay. Now you're going to take your hole punch. Well, first you're going to take your popsicle stick. You want to lay it down so that you know how big your popsicle stick is, and you want to lay it in the middle, and then you're gonna hole punch it. All right, my hole puncher is not working, so let's see. I'll be right back with a better hole puncher, or with these hole punched. I got my hole punches. I actually had to separate the pages, so you might want to try that if you have trouble like I did. So now what you're going to do is kind of line the holes up. You're going to grab your rubber band, stick it through one side, just like that. Grab your popsicle stick, pull it through that hole. Now you can put this on the back or the front of your book, whatever you want. You're gonna pull it. Then this is the, gotta be very careful so you don't spring back the rubber band on yourself. So you're gonna want to stick the hole punch in, well, the rubber band in the hole punch. And then grab your popsicle stick again and secure it. And now you can move it around if it's not in the center. That looks pretty good. And now you have a homemade book. Isn't that cool? So now we're gonna decorate it. So I'm gonna make mine into a turkey. So we need some googly eyes. So this is just decorative, so it's whatever you can find at home. Fortunately, I have a bunch of googly eyes here at the library, so. There's one googly eye. And then we're gonna grab some orange paper, cut out a beak. So you're just gonna cut out a triangle, just like that. And then you're gonna cut out so we're gonna go pretty quick. Just like that. You can place it wherever you want. So you can be as creative as you want for this part. Just like that. Then we're gonna do the same thing that we did in our last video. Instead of cutting separate feathers that are close to the same, we're gonna actually cut all the same feathers. So we're gonna cut a straight, like a square kind of, and then we're gonna make these feathers a little bit bigger. And then try and do the same thing on the other side. I know cutting through a bunch of construction paper is a little tricky. But if you need a parent's help, you can just go ahead and ask your parents. All right. So now we're gonna kind of lay our feathers at the back part. So I'm gonna kind of tape the back side of it so that all the feathers stay together. Put a lot of glue on. And then just place the feathers right at the top. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some glue in between some of the feathers. So we got our turkey. Now, we're just gonna put some fall leaves with our turkey to make it just a little bit fun. And that way you don't have to cut out more paper. All you have to do is just stick the foam on. So obviously if you don't have foam at home, that's okay. You can just grab some paper and cut out a leaf shape. And there we go. We got our turkey book. So what you can do in here is you can write your own Thanksgiving story. Or you can write any story you want to share with your family. Thanks for watching. Make sure you log on to huntleylibrary.org for all your digital content you have access to with your library card. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for more fun craft videos and fun story times. And we'll see you at the library soon. Bye!